I'm bucking deep in Tennessee with my brothers from the 3. We quick to click and break the peace. No respect for what they think.
So, I've got a bunch of people that they text me from time to time, or they might message me on Facebook or stuff like that, because they know I'm real big into like finance and retail arbitrage and things like that. I've even got a little side business. I've been kind of neglecting it, but you know, I was making pretty good money. But I think everybody's kind of wanting to know, which I'm not claiming to be rich, but people are wanting like a get rich quick type thing, and it just, I don't have those answers for that. But I have been doing a lot of research. When I was an LPN, I did research on credit scores and how to make mine better. Went through a lot of different things. Like, there's people that you can pay them X amount of dollars a month until they get your credit score, you know, decent again. And basically all they're doing is they're just writing these companies and asking them to forgive your debt, or they're trying to switch around your debt to where you still have it. It's in a better light type deal. You're wanting to get more money, just more whatever. The main thing is going to be to keep your credit score good and to increase your income. So let's just say at your job now, you make just enough money to pay your bills and you hope nothing happens. So any extra money that you make would be great, would be a blessing. Now with me, when I was in Vicksburg, I started retail arbitrage. Basically what that is you go to stores, say like I did thrift stores mainly. So you go thrift stores and you would find items that they would have, and they may have it marked for $3 or something, and you could sell it on eBay for $20 used, and you had to do your math with the fees and the shipping and all this other stuff to see if you'd make a profit. Well, that's kind of what I did. What you could also do retail arbitrage wise is, say, people in the South, what you could do is you could wait until the seasons are about to change, and if you've got somewhere to store this stuff, what happens is Walmart and a lot of other places, they clearance things because it's cheaper for them to just move the product. They might lose a little money, but at the same time, like, they're bringing in more money, you know, than who knows what. But so basically you go in and you can buy things 90% off, 95% off sometimes. You just have to look and see. One example is like inflatable pool devices, like floaties as you would call them. You could really get those things, say they're selling for $1, you could get them for 10 cents a piece. Now the thing with buying it like that, if they only sell for $1 and you have to ship it, how much money do you think you're going to make? All right, not a lot. But the thing about it is you can combine items. You can sell more than one. Like, you could buy 100 of them, you know, 10 cents a piece, $10. And then you could sell a lot, is what they call it, a lot of 100. And, you know, sell it for a discounted price, you know, and people will buy it that way. You don't have to sell each individual thing. Like, you don't have to sell things like you purchased them. You can change it up. I've seen people that they sell bundles. They do bundles on Facebook and stuff where they may get coupons for Gain and Tide and all this different stuff. So they make a basket of, like, this is your fabric softener, this is dryer sheets, this is washing powder, this is bar soap, this, and they put it all together, and they haven't really paid anything for it, but they can sell it to you for cheaper than what you would buy in the store, and that's how they make their living. So that was one way that I used it to make more money. Now, I've pretty much quit doing that because what I was realizing is the things you do to increase your income, you need to be aware of them. Because basically, if you're going, like with me, I was making $36 an hour, something like that, maybe, when I was in Vicksburg. So I was doing that, and so for a day, well, actually, I was making about 40. So $40 an hour times 12 hours. Let's just say you decided you wanted to stay 30 extra minutes. That gave you $500 for that day minus taxes. So, and that's not even counting overtime. So a day of that, so just call it 500. $500 for a day is what I could make working over one extra day. When you look at retail arbitrage, was I making $500 a day? Not even close. I was maybe making $300 or $400 a week. So I was putting a lot of time, a lot of my effort, risking money at the same time, because nothing you buy is guaranteed to sell. So I was doing that. Now, if I was making $10 an hour somewhere, $7.25 an hour, and I could make an extra $300 to $400 a week just on weekends, then by all means, that's just go ahead and do it. But you have to kind of look at your own situation. Like, is it really worth your time? I hear people all the time that are talking about you should pay people to do different things for you because you need to set how much money you should make an hour. And if you think you should make $80 an hour, you shouldn't be putting stamps on envelopes. You shouldn't be putting, labels on different things. You should be packaging things. You should be doing things that require $80 an hour, like trying to find more product, networking, things like that. So you need to outsource the cheap stuff. That way you can get other things done. It doesn't mean outsource it and go sit down. You're still going to be working. You're just going to be doing different things. So I kind of got out of the retail arbitrage thing, essentially to increase your wealth. You want to basically make more money is the first thing. Try to make any kind of money that you can, and then take your money, put it into a high yield savings account, which is only, I think I looked last night, and I think the highest one I saw was like 1.85%. So it's not a lot. You can do better out there on certain things. I know with, I have Lending Club. I get about 15% a year on it. But you have to be kind of careful, and that is risky too, because you can loan money to people and then they don't pay it back and you're just screwed. But anyway, so you're trying just whatever you can do, whether it's hauling scrap metal, work at a bar, a restaurant, whatever. It's just dependent on, anything is better than nothing, because I know some people's jobs, you can't work more than 40 hours. There's no opportunity to pick up extra. So it just depends on you. So that's number one. Get your income up. Number two is, I've kind of said it before, keep your credit score good. Now, I've had people, they always tell you in the past, you ask anybody, almost anybody, do not close a credit card. It will destroy your credit. That's not true. What you do, when you learn how a credit score is figured out, which this is how I raised my credit score. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm not trying to get you to get in any course, which I'd love to have a course. But let's say you have a credit card for 2 years, okay? Then you decide you want another credit card. So now you get a second credit card. So on your credit report, it's going to say you've had one credit card for 2 years and you've had one credit card for 0 years. And then they're going to take the average of those two. So the average, It's 2 plus 0 is 2, divided by 2 is 1. So now your length of credit history is 1 year. So in this scenario, it's really not going to affect it too much, because it's usually like less than 4 or 5 years. It really doesn't matter. They basically count it as like no credit history. After 5 years, like 5 to 9, they count it as okay, and then 10 plus is good. So you say this. Say you have a credit card for 10 years. All right? You get that credit card for 10 years. You open up a second one. Save some time. 10 plus 0 is 10, divided by 2 is 5. That's taking you down an entire bracket. That's going to drop your credit score. Now, let's say you got those two cards, brand new one and a 10-year-old one. What happens if you close the 10-year-old one? What's your credit history? 0. You have 0 years because you just got that new credit card on there now. What happens if you cancel the one that has 0 on it? You've got 10 years. So it raised it back up. So you can do this if you find different cards and different things that you can pay off quickly, or if you get into a bind and you need to use it or whatever, you can get it, pay it off quickly, and cancel it, and your score will go back to normal. It'll be no problem. You'll have an inquiry on your credit history, which goes away in 2 years, which is something else to be. You don't want to do it all the time and have 47 of them, because then when people go to lend you stuff, they'll say, well, this guy's always looking for money. Like, does he have any money? I'm not giving him anything. So there's no, you can, and I know it gets more complicated. I had like 5 or 6 credit cards. So what I ended up doing was I calculated what my score would be basically from canceling certain debts. And I figured out if I get rid of, 2 or 3 of these, like if I got rid of 2 of them, my score would drop. But once I got rid of that third one, my score would rise like crazy. So my score had gotten up to 750, I think. I want to say it was 750 something, 756 maybe. And then I decided, hey, why don't I go buy a truck? Why don't I go buy a camper? And my score went down to maybe like 720s, which is still good. It's not a big deal. But once those get paid off, my score will shoot back up. It won't be a big deal. And then also, over time, my score will go up anyway. But that's a big thing. Keep your credit good. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people will tell you debt is bad. In most cases, debt is bad. But you need to realize if you use debt properly, you can make money.